All right, hi guys. Okay. For the bold recap, it's kind of a letdown because turns out that Jack is not the father of Luna either. So we've now been through Tom Star was not her father, Jack is not her father, apparently Bill is not her father. So she's gonna be one of those people with no father. Or I mean what I mean is, of course she has a father. But we may never know who the father is because three strikes and you're out. I mean, I don't know who else could be the. I really don't know. And maybe that's the point. Maybe okay. I'm gonna get a little psychological and a little bit maybe meta at this point. But okay, maybe they wrote the character of Luna to act like she's got it all together, but then underneath the surface of a nice girl who's smiling all the time, she doesn't have it all together because her mother was a free spirit and there but not really there and focused on herself more than her child. And then you add on the fact that she has a father but she doesn't know who that is and the psychological damage that it can do to a person. So maybe that's why they wrote the character that way. Because I was thinking about it, like, even when she came on, I was like, okay, seems like a really nice girl. You know, no problems, no deep, dark inside. Well, little did I know, she has a deep, dark inside. But it's not because of her, it's because she doesn't know how her parentage is, you know? And I like to believe that no matter what someone says, if you don't know who your parents are, you feel lost. Even, and I'll go so far as to say that even if someone doesn't like their parent, knowing who they are versus not knowing is a completely different situation, you know, because at least you know where you come from. And she doesn't have that. And so also you could also say that because she feels lost or doesn't know who she is, then she's grasping at anything to belong, you know? And then that need for um, belonging and all that leads you to do things that most people wouldn't do, maybe. So, yeah. And there's only one piece of the puzzle that's missing that I don't really like that it's missing. I want to ask one question. Whatever happened to Joshua Hoffman as RJ? What happened to him? Because you had him come on as their son and whatever. Then you had him be in the business, and then you had him meet Luna. They got into a relationship, waited forever to sleep together. Then you have her go through all the shenanigans. Then you have her unalive two people. And now, okay, so where's he? Did he just split? Because I would think that you would want the other generation, the second generation, to be better than the first. Now, let's look at Ridge's history here a bit, okay? Yes, he was married to Taylor for I don't know how long, okay? But he had affairs on her with Brooke over and over again. So you would think that you would want your child to be better than that. So at the first hint of trouble with Luna, he splits. And when he does come back, very temporarily, he says, "Oh, yeah, Well, that was a mistake. And yeah, we're exes now because I don't want to be involved with uh, an aliver. Okay, but what about Grace? And what about trying to see things from her side? Not that I'm excusing what she did, but I'm just saying that there's another side to it, maybe. Um, you know, look at what I said before. I don't know. I'm sorry, it's Friday. Sometimes I get really deep on Friday. But I just find that interesting. Okay, on other fronts. Okay, so big reveal, like I said, Jack is not the father of Luna. So then that leads to Jack telling Lee, why do you always have to see the bad side of things? Why can't you have belief in people? So that was interesting. And then the other story is Carter and Hope are trying to get the perfume line with a big perfumer, Daphne, right? Okay, so remember, last time we saw her, she said her strong suit was subtlety. Remember? Okay, no. This woman is as subtle as a heart attack. Okay, because if you call what she did subtle, I beg to differ. Um, she's like being okay. I'm gonna try to explain this as best I can. There is friendly, and then there's friendly, and she's a little too friendly for my taste because she's all, oh well, um, you know, are you what did he say? Something about, do you know what you want? And she said, well, if that's what you want, then that's what you'll get. And I'm like, wow, that's a little. And then she's like smiling, but a little too much. Like, okay, okay. My whole audience is women. Stay with me for a minute, okay? Um, and for all the people who may or may not be, well, who are not married, let's focus on that first, okay? Um, you know when you flirt with a guy, when you're a little too, you're laughing at all his jokes, you're smiling all the time, you're a little too giving and a little too touchy, and you know what I mean. Okay, she puts all that, and I'm like, that's subtle. Okay, if you want to be subtle, then you might smile slightly or laugh a little, but you don't laugh at every joke he says, and you're not agreeable to every. I mean, you get what I'm saying? It's just, it was like, whoa, back up. You're a little much because look at how Carter and Hope got together. Okay, um, he liked her for a year before she even knew anything about it. And when they finally did, you know, figure out they like each other like that, it came as a surprise to both of them because they never thought like that. That's settled. Daphne, not. That's my point. Just, I was like, whoa, that is back up. If you want to, well, I shouldn't even say this because Carter and Hope are a couple. But if you want to attract Carter and any good man, I would think, you don't do that. You let it happen naturally. She's the kind of woman that would force it. I'm like, that's no good. No, don't. And when I'm saying no, don't, no good. All right, I guess.